Good morning. Welcome to the subject English for Environmental Science. My name is Đoàn Vân Kiều, and I'm a lecturer in the Faculty of Foreign Languages at Hanoi University of Natural Resources and Environment. Today we will study Unit 5, Environmental Law and Policy. In this lesson, we will explore how environmental laws and policies help protect natural resources, reduce pollution, and support sustainable development around the world. We will also discuss important environmental issues such as climate change, environmental protections, public health, and the roles of governments and international cooperation in creating a greener and more sustainable future. Through reading, writing, speaking, and translation activities, I hope you will improve not only the English skills but also the awareness of environmental responsibility. Now, let's begin with our lesson today. Let's look at our learning objectives for today. By the end of this unit, you will be able to identify key environmental laws and policies at both national and international levels. You will also explain the important roles of environmental legislation in protecting ecosystems, natural resources, and public health. In addition, we will analyze some major challenges in environmental lawmaking and policy enforcement, especially in balancing economic development and environmental protection. Finally, you will evaluate the effectiveness of environmental policies and discuss possible solutions for a more sustainable future. Through these activities, you will improve the environmental English vocabulary, critical thinking skills, and academic communication skills. In today's lesson, we will study four main parts. First, in the reading section, we will explore a text about environmental law and policy and discuss important environmental issues and regulation. Second, in the writing section, you will practice summarizing information using a timeline and writing an argumentative essay related to environmental policy. Third, in the speaking section, you will work in pairs to discuss environmental laws, challenges, and possible solutions for environmental protection. Finally, in the translation section, you will practice translating environmental texts from English into Vietnamese and from Vietnamese into English. These activities will help you improve your English language skills while developing the understanding of environmental protections and sustainability. Now, let's move to the first part of reading. Now, let's move to the reading section of Unit 5, Environmental Law and Policy. In this part, we will read and analyze a text about the importance of environmental laws and policies in protecting the environment and supporting sustainable development. While reading, please pay attention to key environmental issues, important laws and regulations, challenges in environmental protections, and the roles of governments and international cooperation. You should also notice useful academic vocabulary and expressions related to environmental science and policy. After reading the text, we will complete several activities to improve the reading comprehension, critical thinking, and discussion skills. So, let's begin with the reading passive. Before reading the text, let's begin with a short discussion activities. Please look at the three questions on the screen and think about your own options and experiences related to the environmental law and policy. You can discuss this question with your classmates or think about possible answers by yourself. These questions will help you activate your knowledge and prepare for reading passive. Now, Let's look at question number 1. Here are suggested answers. Environmental laws are very important for modern society because they help protect natural resources such as air, water, forests, and wildlife. They also reduce pollution and improve public health by controlling harmful emission and environmental damage. In addition, environmental laws encourage sustainable development and help ensure that future generations can live in a cleaner and healthier environment. Another important point is that these laws hold companies and individuals responsible for environmental damage and encourage people to follow environmental regulations. Here are the suggested answers for question 2. Governments face many challenges when enforcing environmental policies. First, there are economic challenges. Governments often need large amounts of funding and resources for environmental monitoring and enforcement. In some cases, economic growth may conflict with environmental protection. Second, there are enforcement challenges. Public awareness may still be limited, and some industries resist environmental regulations because stricter laws can increase production costs. Finally, international cooperation is also important because environmental problems such as climate change and pollution affect many countries. Therefore, governments need to cooperate and share responsibilities to solve global environmental issues effectively. And here is the suggested answer for question 3. This question asks for the personal opinion, so different answers are acceptable. Some people believe that economic growth should be limited to protect the environment, but they think governments and businesses should balance development with environmental protection to create a sustainable future. However, others believe that economic growth should continue, but countries should invest more in green technologies and renewable energy to reduce environmental harm. In my opinion, economic development is important, but it should be sustainable and environmentally friendly. Protecting the environment today is essential for the health and future of the next generations. Now, we move to the reading comprehension section. In this part, you will check how well you understand the reading passage about environmental law and policy. Before we read the text, let's start with a short warm-up activity. Look at the pictures carefully. What environmental problems can you see? In the first picture, we can see air pollution from factories. In the second picture, solar panels and wind turbines represent renewable energy. The third picture shows environmental law and justice. And the last picture reminds us of protecting the earth. Now, think about these questions. How can laws and policies help solve environmental problems? Why should people work together to protect the environment? Next, let's review some important keywords. Please pay attention to these words: environmental law, regulate, biodiversity, framework, ecosystem, enforcement, sustainable development, cooperation, climate change, impact. Understanding these keywords will help you follow the reading more easily. Finally, think about this question. What do you expect to learn from the text? Now, let's read the passage together. The text explains the importance of environmental law and policies in addressing global environmental problems. In paragraph 1, the writer says that Environmental laws help governments deal with challenges such as climate change, air pollution, and biodiversity loss. However, environmental lawmaking is complex because ecosystems are dynamic and influenced by many factors. In paragraph 2, the passage explains that environmental standards should be based on scientific data, economic conditions, and political impacts. The example given is Environmental Protection Agency, which creates regulation like Clean Air Act. In paragraph 3, focus is on the challenge in enforcement. There are often conflicts between economic development and environmental protection. In addition, international cooperation can be difficult because countries have a different political and economic interests. Finally, paragraph 4 highlights the importance of public awareness and international agreements such as Paris Agreement. The writer emphasizes that collaboration and long-term commitment are necessary to solve global environmental problems. Now, let's move to the true or false exercise. Please read each statement carefully and decide whether it is true or false based on the reading passage. Pay attention to keywords in both statements and the passage. This will help you identify the correct answer more quickly. For example, focus on words such as environmental law, scientific data, economic development, international cooperation, public awareness. You may pause the video here to complete the exercise by yourself before checking the answer in the next slides. Let's check the answer from 1 to 5. Number 1 is true. The text says environmental law helps regulate human activities and protect natural resources. It also mentions protecting ecosystem and public health, so the statement is correct. Number 2 is false. Number 3 is false. Number 4 is true. Number 5 is false. And now, let's move to the answer from 6 to 10. Number 6, the correct answer is true. Number 7, the correct answer is false. Number 8, the correct answer is true. Number 9, the correct answer is false. And number 10, the correct answer is true. The final paragraph emphasizes the importance of collaboration and long-term commitment in addressing global environmental problems. And now, let's continue with task number 3, multiple choice questions. For each question, choose the best answer, A, B, C, or D. To answer correctly, remember to identify the main idea, pay attention to keywords, eliminate incorrect options. Some questions test the understanding of details, while others ask about the writer's main point and inference. For example, look carefully at words like primarily, mainly, important, or best reference, because these words help you identify the focus of the question. Also, compare the answer choices with information from the passage carefully. Now, please pause the video and try to complete all 10 questions by yourself before checking the answers. Now, let's check the answer together and explain why each option is correct. Question number 1, the correct answer is B. To regulate human impacts on on the environment. The passage states that environmental laws regulate human activities and protect natural resources. Question number 2, the correct answer is A, because environmental system involve many changing factors. Question number 3, the correct answer is D. Question number 4, the correct answer is B, a combination of environmental and health factors. The passage says environmental standards should consider scientific data, economic conditions, and practical impacts. Question number 5, the correct answer is C. We move to the question number 6. The correct answer is D, because economic interests may conflict with environmental goals. The text mentions conflicts between economic development and environmental protection. Question number 7. The correct answer is B. Question number 8. The correct answer is A. Question number 9. The correct answer is C. And the last question, number 10. The correct answer is D. This choice best summarizes for overall basis of the passage. Now, let's move to the vocabulary section. In this part of the lesson, we will learn some important words and phrases related to environmental law and policy. Learning these vocabulary items will help you understanding the reading passage more easily, improve your speaking and writing, and use environmental terms more accurately in real-life context. Please pay attention to both the meanings and how the words are used in sentences. Let's begin with task 1, matching. The task is to match the term in column A with their correct definition in column B. Before matching, try to identify keywords in each definition. For example, words like greenhouse gases may relate to global warming. Living organisms interacting with the environment refers to an ecosystem, and future generations is often connected with sustainable development. You can also use background knowledge and word association to help you. Now, please pause the video and complete the matching exercise by yourself. Let's check the answer together. Number 1, global warming matches with G. Number 2, Environmental Protection Agency or EPA matches with E. Number 3, Clean Air Act matches with F. Number 4, air pollutant matches with C. Any substance in the air that can harm humans, animals, and the environment. Number 5, environmental impact statement matches with I. A report required by law that assesses the environmental effects of the project. Number 6, climate change negotiation matches with A. Number 7, ecosystem matches with D. Number 8, human health matches with they. Number 9, pollution sources matches with H. And the last question, number 10, sustainable development matches with B. Please review these terms carefully because they are useful for both reading comprehensions and real-world discussion about the environment. Next, let's move to task 2, fill in the blanks. You will complete each sentence using the correct words or phrase from the word bank. To do this effectively, Read the whole sentence carefully, identify the topic or context, and choose the words that best fit both the meaning and grammar. For example, if the sentence talks about protecting future generations, the answer may be sustainable development. And if it discusses harmful substances in the air, the answer could be air pollutants. Try to use clues from the sentence to guide your choice. Now, pause the video and complete the exercise before checking the answers. Now, let's check the answers together. Number 1, the correct answer is human health. Poor air quality can seriously harm human health and cause diseases such as asthma or heart problems. Number 2, the answer is environmental impact statement. Number 3, the correct answer is Clean Air Act. Number 4, the answer is ecosystem. An ecosystem includes plants, animals, and microorganisms living together in balance. Number 5, the correct answer is climate change negotiations. Number 6, the answer is air pollutant. Number 7, the correct answer is sustainable development. Number 8, the answer is Environmental Protection Agency. Number 9, the correct answer is pollution sources. And number 10, the answer is global warming. Rising global temperatures caused by greenhouse gases are major environmental concern. Excellent work. These vocabulary items are very important and will help you strengthen your understanding of environmental topics. Let's move to the writing section. Good writing is not only about grammar and vocabulary. It is also about organizing ideas clearly and communicating effectively. In this lesson, we will focus on two important writing skills: summarizing information using a timeline and writing an opinion essay. Please remember, organize your idea carefully, use logical connections, and support your ideas with clear explanation. Today, we will first practice summarizing text by identifying key developments, challenges, and future directions. Before creating the timeline, let's read the passage carefully. The text discusses environmental protection and policies in Vietnam, including current trends and challenges. In the first paragraph, the passage explains that Vietnam has made efforts to strengthen environmental protection through legal frameworks and national strategies. The second paragraph focuses on policies prioritized, such as improving waste management, reducing plastic waste, and promoting recycle initiatives. In paragraph 3, the writer highlights climate change challenges, especially rising sea levels and extreme weather events. Vietnam has also joined international agreements and implemented climate action plans. Paragraph 4 discusses ongoing difficulties, including limited resources, lack of public awareness, and weak enforcement of environmental regulations. Finally, the conclusions emphasize that Vietnam is moving in a positive direction, but stronger coordination and long-term strategies are still needed. Now, your task is to summarize the information by completing the timeline table. Instead of writing full sentences, use the short notes. key phrases or important keywords. Pay attention to different periods. Now look at the slide. I show you the mind map of summarizing a text using a timeline that shows major development, policy focuses, challenges, and future directions. Next, in this slide, I guide you how to create a timeline. A timeline is used to present events or developments in order, helping readers understand changes over time. And this is suggested answers. Pause the video and check your answers. Now, let's move to task 2. Write an opinion essay. The essay topic is government should spend more money enforcing environmental laws than other public services. You need to write an argumentative essay of about 200 to 250 words and explain whether you agree or disagree with this statement. Before writing, think carefully about the importance of environmental protections, the roles of laws and enforcement, and the needs of other public services such as healthcare or education. Remember, a good opinion essay should clearly present your opinion, support your ideas with reasons and examples, consider different viewpoints, and with a clear conclusion. You can also use useful expressions such as, in my opinion, from my point of view, on the one hand, or on the other hand. Try to make the writing logical, persuasive, and well organized. This slide shows a simple structure for organizing the opinions essay. First, the introductions introduce the topic and clearly state their opinion. For example, you can explain whether government should prioritize environmental protections or balance spending across different services. Next, body paragraph 1 presents the first main argument. You may discuss environmental laws, pollution control, or public health protection. Then, in body paragraph 2, present another important argument, such as the roles of public services like healthcare or education. After that, include a counter-argument, mention an opposing viewpoint, and explain why their opinion is still stronger. Finally, write the conclusion. Restate their opinion and summarize their key ideas clearly. Following this structure will help you become more organized and persuasive. Now, let's look at some useful language for writing an opinion essay. To introduce the topic, you can use expressions like government spend money on various public services. There is ongoing debate about these issues. To express the opinion, choose phrases such as, I strongly believe that, from my perspective, or it can be argued that. To develop the arguments, you may say, one major reason is that. That is particularly important because, and so on. So, using linking words and academic expression will make the essay clearer and more professional. Now, let's analyze the sample essay together. In the introduction, the writer introduced the debate and clearly states the opinion that governments should prioritize enforcing environmental laws. In body paragraph 1, the writer explained that environmental protection is directly connected to public health. The examples of Clean Air Act is used to support the argument. In body paragraph 2, the essay discusses long-term environmental challenges such as climate change, biodiversity loss, and resource depletion. The writer explained why strict environmental laws are necessary for future generations. Next, the counter-argument acknowledged that healthcare and education are also important public services. However, the writer argues that without a healthy environment, these services cannot function effectively in the long term. Finally, in the conclusion, the writer restates the opinion and emphasizes the importance of balancing environmental protection with sustainability and public health. Notice how the essays use clear paragraphs organization, include supporting examples, apply linking words effectively, and addresses an opposing viewpoint logically. There are important features of a strong opinion essay. Now, let's move to the speaking section. In this part, the lesson will have opportunities. You will have opportunity to express your opinions, share your ideas with classmates, and practice speaking more confidently about environmental issues. Remember, good speaking is not only about using correct grammar. It's also about communicating clearly, listening actively, and responding naturally. Try to speak confidently and support the idea with the reasons or examples wherever possible. Now, let's begin with task 1, pair discussion. You will work with a partner and discuss the following questions about environmental laws and policy. For question 1, why are environmental laws important for society? You may talk about protecting public health, reducing pollution, and preserving natural resources. For question 2, what challenges do governments face when making environmental policies? Just think about issues such as economic pressure, public awareness, or enforcement difficulties. For question 3, how can environmental laws help reduce pollution? You can mention regulations, penalties, recycling programs, or cleaner technologies. For question 4, do you think stricter penalties can improve compliance with environmental laws? Why or why not? Try to explain your opinion clearly and provide supporting reasons. For question 5, how can individuals support environmental policies in their daily lives? For example, recycling, saving energies, reducing plastic use, or participating in environmental campaigns. While discussing, remember to listen carefully to your partner, respect different opinions, and build on each other's idea. Your ideas can help create a better and greener future. Now, you will complete a video recording task with your partner. Please follow this step carefully. Step 1. Find a partner. You may work with a classmate either face-to-face or online through Zoom or Google Meet. Step 2. Discuss the questions. Share your ideas, listen carefully, and respond naturally to each other. Step 3. Record your discussion. Both students must appear in the video and actively participate. Step 4. Speak clearly and confidently. Use natural language and explain your opinions with examples whenever possible. Step 5. Be respectful and cooperative. Remember to listen actively and respect different viewpoints. Please note, the video should be about 5 to 10 minutes long. Each pair only needs to record one video, and both students should contribute equally to the discussion. After recording, upload the video to Google Drive and submit the sharing as instructed by the teacher. Good preparation, active listening, and clear speaking will help you complete the task successfully. Good luck! Now, let's move to the translation section. In this part of the lesson, we will practice translating between English and Vietnamese. Translation is not only about changing words from one language to another. It also requires understanding meaning, using natural expressions, and choosing appropriate sentence structures. Today, we will complete 2 tasks: English to Vietnamese translation and Vietnamese to English translation. While translating, please pay attention to vocabulary, grammar, sentence flow, and natural language use. Now, let's look at task 1, English to Vietnamese translation. Your task is to translate the paragraph into natural and accurate Vietnamese. Before translating, first identify the main topic, supporting ideas, examples, challenges, and the conclusion. Notice some important vocabulary and phrases, such as environmental laws, protect natural resources, reduce environmental damage, enforcement, economic pressures, and sustainable future. Instead of translating word by word, try to understand the overall meaning. Keep the ideas connected logically and use natural Vietnamese expressions. Remember, a good translation should be accurate, clearly, and smooth to read. Now, let's continue with the suggested translation. Bây giờ cô cùng các em phân tích bản dịch mẫu nhé. Ở phần dịch này, điều quan trọng không phải là chúng ta dịch từng từ một, mà là diễn đạt sao cho tự nhiên và đúng văn phong tiếng Việt học thuật. Ví dụ câu Environmental laws play a vital role thì chúng ta sẽ được dịch là luật môi trường đóng vai trò quan trọng. Ở đây, cụm từ play a vital role chúng ta không dịch sát từng chữ mà chúng ta chuyển thành đóng vai trò quan trọng để câu văn được tự nhiên hơn. Tiếp theo, các em chú ý cách sử dụng từ nối. However được dịch là tuy nhiên. Therefore được dịch là do đó. Những từ nối này giúp bài dịch mạch lạc và liên kết ý tốt hơn. Ngoài ra, người dịch cũng cần có sự điều chỉnh về cấu trúc câu để phù hợp với cách diễn đạt tiếng Việt. Đây là kỹ thuật rất quan trọng trong dịch thuật. Các em cũng nên chú ý một số cụm từ học thuật như reduce environmental damage, giảm thiểu tác động tiêu cực đến môi trường, hoặc là strict regulations, quy định nghiêm ngặt, hoặc sustainable future, tương lai bền vững. Khi dịch, các em nên hiểu ý toàn câu trước, sau đó mới lựa chọn cách diễn đạt phù hợp. Chúng ta tránh dịch từng từ một, vì câu văn sẽ dễ bị cứng và thiếu tự nhiên. And now we move to Test 2, Vietnamese to English translation. This paragraph discusses the use of digital technologies in environmental management in Vietnam. Before translating, identify key ideas such as monitoring air quality, environmental law enforcement, online support reporting system, transparency challenges, and future development. Pay attention to important vocabulary, chẳng hạn như chuyển đổi số thành digital transformation. Giám sát ô nhiễm, chúng ta dịch monitor pollution. Minh bạch và trách nhiệm giải trình, transparency and accountability. Bảo mật dữ liệu tương ứng với data security. When translating into English, use correct grammar and tense. Connect ideas logically and choose formal academic vocabulary when appropriate. Try to make the translation sound natural, not mechanical. This slide provides useful support for translating paragraph into English. First, notice the suggested paragraph structure: introduction, main ideas, examples, challenges, contrast, and conclusion. The slide also highlights important words and phrases such as sensor system, online platforms, environmental violations, transparencies, digital transformation, and sustainable protection. In addition, pay attention to linking expressions. This slide provides useful support for translating the paragraph into English. First, notice the suggested paragraph structure: introduction, main ideas, examples, challenges, contrast, and conclusion. The slide also highlights important words and phrases such as sensor systems, online platform, environmental violations, transparencies, digital transformation, and sustainable protection. In addition, pay attention to linking expression. For example, therefore, however, nevertheless, in the future. Using this expression will help your translation become more coherent, more academic, and easier to understand. Now, let's analyze the suggested English translation together. Và bây giờ chúng ta sẽ cùng phân tích bản dịch từ tiếng Việt sang tiếng Anh nhé. Ở dạng bài dịch này, các em cần đặc biệt chú ý thì của động từ, từ vựng học thuật và cách liên kết ý tưởng trong đoạn văn. Ngay câu mở đầu chúng ta có trong thời đại số, chúng ta được dịch là in the digital era. Đây là cách dịch diễn đạt khá học thuật và tự nhiên trong tiếng Anh. Tiếp theo các em chú ý câu đã có nhiều thay đổi đáng kể, được dùng ở thì hiện tại hoàn thành. Has undergone significant changes. Vì hành động này bắt đầu trong quá khứ và vẫn còn ảnh hưởng đến hiện tại. Ngoài ra, bài dịch sử dụng nhiều từ vựng học thuật rất hay, chẳng hạn như monitor and controls pollution, online platforms, transparencies and accountability, data security. Các em cũng nên học cách sử dụng các từ nối để liên kết ý, chẳng hạn như for example, however, nevertheless, in the future. Những từ này giúp đoạn văn logic và chuyên nghiệp hơn. Một điểm rất quan trọng nữa là khi chúng ta dịch sang tiếng Anh, chúng ta cũng không nên bám quá sát cấu trúc tiếng Việt. Chúng ta hãy ưu tiên câu văn rõ ràng, đúng ngữ pháp và tự nhiên theo văn phong tiếng Anh học thuật. Đó cũng là mục tiêu quan trọng của kỹ năng dịch thuật. Và cũng là phần cuối cùng trong bài học ngày hôm nay. Trước khi kết thúc, cô muốn gửi tới các em một thông điệp nhỏ về bảo vệ môi trường. Thank you for the attention in today's lessons on environmental law and policy. Environmental protection is not only the responsibilities of governments, but also the responsibilities of every individual in society. Let's work together to protect natural resources, reduce pollution, and promote sustainable development for a greener and healthier future. We hope that the knowledge from this lesson will encourage everyone to raise environmental awareness and take positive actions to protect our planet for future generations. Protect the earth today for a better tomorrow. See you in the next lesson.